Hey, everybody.
It's Kyle.
And it's Kristina.
And this is the CP Chronicles. And, it feels really good to be back. We took a mini vacation. Feels really good to be back. And we're back with none other than Mr. DJ Carter.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us today. It's kind of only fitting that you would be on our show today. We're going to be talking about what is normal and how do we find it?
Not me. Oh, sorry.
So I feel like the concept, I have to say, thank you to our listeners on Leco Radio. Thank you to everyone on Facebook Live. We're happy to have you back. Feels refreshing to be back. Took a little time off. I needed that, but it feels good. But the idea of normalcy, is there such a thing? I mean, is there a universal thing? I mean, I know what normal is for me, but my normal is not Kristina's normal or DJ's.
Right, and I think that's the thing. People look at disability and they see that as not normal. But for me, that's not the case. Like, I consider myself normal. Like, Kyle and DJ, do you guys consider yourself normal? Like,
I do, because I want the same thing that everybody else wants. I mean, we're all trying to live our best life, right?
Right.
So here's the thing. Normal, and you've got to be careful with such a big word, because it when you start putting labels on things, the word normal actually became a statistic. And I did some research before I got on the show, because I literally hate the word normal, because it drives me up the wall to the point where I want to break something, but not my chair because it's too expensive. I'm just saying, it literally, you take a group of people, you find out what they do and how they do it. And if everybody else does it the same way, kind of, sort of, it's a statistical normal. So all normal is, for me, is a statistic. But to answer the question, every normalcy is individualized by every person.
Here's an example that I can think of.
Tucker agrees.
I can think of, it's normal for Kristina to be smiling the way that she is. So if she's not, that's a big clue for me to be like, something's off. Why aren't you smiling? Because that is her normal. She's a very normally bubbly, bright person. So you pick up on certain things. I mean, I know, as I'm sure Kristina could probably tell, when I'm having an off day, we just have we have our routines. We have what works for us. And people notice that. Normal is, what's a normal day for me? Getting out of bed, getting breakfast, doing exercise, talking to my friends. Doesn't that sound normal to you? I mean, normal is such a fluid word.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about. It's more of a label than anything else, because, like you said, getting out of bed, getting dressed, eating breakfast, putting your spoon in your cereal. Oh, I'm normal! Yay! Everybody has their own thing. It's simplicity, as it were.
I love this comment. Jad says, I may have C, but I don't look at myself as I do. I got one broken arm that will never be fixed, but I'm okay with that because that's my normal. That right there. I think in a way we all have our own normal. Whether you're disabled or not, there's a normal that you have in your life that is just, the standard for what you do. I mean, everybody's going to have a different normal based on their abilities and just the situations that are going on in their lives right now.
Well, and I mean, I guess the big question is, you mentioned, disability and normalcy. When someone sees someone with a disability, to them, it's not normal. To me, disability doesn't have a look. You can't say, oh, she has spina bifida, he has cerebral palsy, she has Down syndrome. You can't do that. I mean, you're hitting yourself in the face with a hammer, which is fun but painful all at the same time.
I mean, people will see people with disability like me out in public with my crutches, and they're like, "Oh, it's." I've had someone say, like, it's good to see you out, as if it's not normal to see people with disabilities like out in public. And it, like, we all need to go to the grocery store. We all need to, we all have the same basic needs at some point. Just because I'm walking down the aisle with arm crutches does not make me less normal than you, the person next to me, also walking to get the milk. I mean, what?
Exactly. That's you've got to do what works for you. I mean, that's the basic principle of life. Nobody does everything the same way, I don't think.
Yeah, that's Miss Winnie just echoed that. She said everyone is normal but does things in a different way. See, I really like that. That's definitely a good way to look at it. We're not using normal here as a negative thing,
Being mobile is normal, but we can all be mobile in different ways, whether you're walking, running, wheeling in a wheelchair, walking, going with arm crutches. We're all trying to get somewhere. I mean, isn't it normal to be mobile and out doing the things that you enjoy, whether or not that has to be in a wheelchair with arm crutches without any assistive technology?
I think people's comments like that just, again, comes from some of the stereotypes that, we hope to break down by continuing to advocate and spread awareness for the various types of different abilities that there are. I mean, if somebody thinks that people with disabilities aren't out in the community doing things, maybe it's because they were brought up in a time when that wasn't necessarily the norm. I mean, back in the day, people with disabilities were very much cut off from society in some ways.
I like the word typical. Like, maybe that the time that they were living through, it wasn't typical for people with disabilities to be out in public.
Well, I mean, talking about that, you talk about that, thinking about back in the day, like Kristina said, back in the day, we were behind closed doors. We were locked away because we were different. We were, oh my God, what is that? I've never seen that before. His thumb doesn't bend just right, or her leg doesn't walk just right, or her toe sticks up in the air. Oh God, it's horrible. No, it's just the way we are.
And this is a great comment too from Sean. I like when people's parents explain to their children that disabled people are exactly the same as them. The only difference is that they may have to use an assistive device, so on and so forth. I wish we were seeing more of that. I so agree.
Yeah, great comment. And
I see Nikki has a comment I think we should highlight too as well.
I see myself just like everyone else, Nikki says. I just do things differently. I'm in a wheelchair because of cerebral palsy, but my mom never treated me or my sister as such. Yeah, that's an interesting comment, because I actually said something to my mom the other day getting ready for this show. I said, "Mom, do you consider me normal?" And she looks at me and she goes, "Well, yeah." And she's like, you're doing the most, she's like, you're doing the most normal thing. Like, you have a job, you're a school teacher, she's like, you're like, my disability has never limited me from accomplishing the things that I wanted to do. And I feel like that for me is the mark of, like, I'm doing something normal, because I'm just doing my thing, not letting my disability stop me from that. And if you tell me I can't do that, it's one of those things where it's like, you probably shouldn't tell me that, because then I'm going to do it just to show you
that I can
and make you mad. Like, you think I can't do that? Okay, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to take some pictures just so that you can see that
like, here's your proof.
What do you think about me now?
It's like that song, "How Do You Like Me Now" by Toby Keith.
Yeah, that's a great song. I like that a lot. you talked about, having the conversation with your mom. I remember when I was 10 years old, I asked my mom, Mom, am I normal? And she looked at me and she says, No, honey, you're DJ and that's all you need to be. And I'm like, wow.
I love that.
I mean, because if you think about it, we are who we are. And if you're trying to if you're trying to fit into everybody else's normal, I got news for you. You're weird. It doesn't
work. Yeah. That's so true. I love this comment too. It says there'll always be some sort of stereotype. You'll never break that down, so to speak. People will always assume all you can do is enlighten them. Wow. I like that. I mean, because I think you're absolutely right, Daniel. There are stereotypes, but we just have to make sure that we're not letting those get in the way.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, you'll never fit a universal normal, because what's normal to me won't be normal to somebody else. They'll think it's abnormal. And then somebody else will think that person thinks, there's just no universal, like, I'm normal. Because we all have our differences. We all have our own tastes in cars, music, clothes, who we want to date. Like we should be embracing the difference and kind of going away from normal, because normal doesn't really exist. It's an idea that society has placed on us, yes, that we need to fit a particular mold. But who really fits that mold? How many people really fit the societal normal?
Great. Well said. If we were normal, and I'll put it this way, if we were normal, the world would be very boring. Okay? Because just like Kyle said, it's you can't, what we may think is normal, somebody else may go, I don't do that. And what we look at them and go, God, what in the world are you doing? It's a statistic. It's a thought. Honestly, no one will ever achieve normal, just like no one will ever achieve perfection. Mm-hmm. Because you're trying too hard. All you've got to do is be yourself and let that be your normal, and that's okay.
Yes. You decide what's perfect for your life and what's normal for you and what works for you. Mm. And please yourself more than anyone else.
Well said, Josh. It's normal to live life. I love that.
Yeah, I love what you both just said. To be yourself and have that be your normal is the most important thing. Because if you spend your whole life trying to be like somebody else, I got news for you. You're always going to be disappointed, and that's not the way to live.
We've all had a disability our entire lives. We've been born with CP. People with spina bifida are born with spina bifida. So our disability is part of who we are. If I woke up tomorrow and started tap dancing and break dancing and flipping in the air, I'm going to freak out because my brain's going to go, wait a minute, something's different. This is not normal. Because, whoop, whoop, whoop. Because the whole thing is, What do you do? What is your day? What is your routine? That is your normal. There is no... You can't get on a scale and it's going to measure you and say, you are abnormal, you're weird, you're normal, you're not. That's what we're trying to do, is fit into a mold that society has created. Like Kyle was talking about earlier, you can't do that. They broke the mold when they made me. When God said, this is DJ, he said, oh, dear God, I'm not going to make another one. No.
Well, can't handle two of those.
I can't. My brain, I don't understand. I would not want to be any other way than I am right now, because I like who I am and it works. I mean, I put my pants on one leg at a time. It may take me a minute or two to get them there, but it's normal-ish. Kinda. Help me out, guys.
I guess when God made me, he decided that he definitely couldn't make two of me, but he did give me a twin, so I guess I was good enough to, make another similar version.
You're the Twix bar, Kristina. Do you want the right or do you want the left? Which one?
Well, that's when people will say, like, to me, especially in college, like, how do you manage this campus? How do you manage to do this? You know, it is normal for me to have to figure out, you know, how am I going to do this? Especially if no one else is around. I mean, you just have to, because like you said, I was born with CP. I don't know another way to think. You know, I don't know what.
And you shouldn't have to think another way, Kyle. That's the point.
Exactly.
Yeah. So here's a piece of it. And when I was doing research, there was an article that said a person with a disability doesn't have a look. Okay. If you take that person out of their chair or out of their piece of medical equipment and sit them in a regular chair, and someone who is able-bodied or walking walks into the room and they look at them just like this. You can't see my chair from here. I'm sitting. Do I look like I have a disability to you?
No.
That's it.
The look of disability is the things that mark you as disabled. The wheelchair, the crutches, the leg braces, the walker. Those are the physical markers. But like you said, if you take those away, we're people.
Even if you don't take them away, Kyle.
Oh, I know. But nobody
will tell. You know what my chair gives me the right to do?
But because we use the physical markers, that's how they're like, oh,
yeah,
well, you're suddenly not normal. It's like, well, why?
I get you.
This piece of equipment makes me abnormal because it helps me move around.
Mm-hmm. I've got to get from point A to point B. My chair does two things. It provides movement and it gives me the right to run people over. That's the lovely part about having a power chair. And people look at it like, I want one of those. No, you really don't. You really don't. Man, I'd have fun in that. Yeah, for a couple of days you'd have fun till you tip over or till you get somewhere where you get stuck. Oh, you can't use your legs. You can't get out. What do you do now? You know?
Yeah, they wouldn't know what to do because they wouldn't have faced that. They'd be like, panic mode.
This is a great comment that just kind of summarizes that. It says that we tend to become natural overthinkers because we think of different scenarios in split seconds. Yeah, we're definitely always thinking about how to make things work because that's what we've done and that's what we've become accustomed to doing.
Very much so. I can very much relate to that, Sean. I sometimes tend to overthink it too much. Way too much.
I had to learn that I don't need to be like everybody else to succeed. I don't need to compare myself to anybody else that I'm around because I have to take a step back and look at myself in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm happy that that this is the DJ that I am. You know, whether I have, you know, a big old chin or more chins than a Chinese phone book, or I'm blown up like a blimp, or I'm skinny as a rail, or I'm hanging on a zip line weighing 40 pounds. It doesn't matter. You have to be, to find your normal, to find out even what normal is to you, you've got to start with yourself and realize in order for you to be as normal as you're ever going to be, let it be yourself and let that be okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, all three of us could walk the same path and not achieve the same level of success because what works to help you succeed may not help me to succeed. We are all on our own individual journey.
Yes.
Definitely.
And that was a tough pill to swallow. I mean, if I just do the same things that everyone does, I'll get there. Well, no, that doesn't. It doesn't work that way.
I think society has put us all into this mindset that we need to kind of keep up with the Joneses and you know, do what everybody else is doing. And that can be really, really dangerous and harmful to your self-esteem if you let yourself fall into that trap. I mean, you could sit here all day and, well, I want to do this, like so-and-so. Why can't I do that? Why am I not doing that? And then you're just beating yourself up, and it's not helping you to become your best self. Mm-hmm. It's not bad to have a role model or somebody to look up to and say, I'd really love to be able to do that someday, but it's also, you got to be really careful.
You have to forge your own way to get there. You can get to the same destination, but the path is going to be, you go right, I go left, and then I take another right, and you go another right, left, right. We all go our different ways. If we end up at the same destination, that's great. But if we don't, I can be happy for you and you can be happy for me.
Two things. Kristina, walking your way to a 10K. Kyle, my disabled experience. Me, my CP does not define me. It's all about so much of normal is perception. Everything about almost everything in normalcy that people see is perception. I love what you said. We can all get to the same destination, but the path is going to be different. Classic example, martial arts. I go in there, man, I see these guys jumping up and down, front kicking, roundhouse, and I'm like, not sure, I can't do that. I can't make my footrest go up in the air. And for a while, I wanted to be like them. I want to punch like that. I want to kick like that. Wait a second. Let's restructure the box a little bit. Okay, if I can't kick like that, with the kick I've got, how do I make it most effective? It's your journey. It's your normalcy is okay. And I think that is the piece. Following the norm can be very toxic. So I agree. Make your own path, even though sometimes it may be very difficult. Nobody said the path was easy.
Mm-mm. It's not the path of least resistance. But in those times, reach out to your support system.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that normal to do? Well, I feel like society is trying to make it normal to be like, I can do it all myself. I don't need help. I'm strong. But I want the new normal to be, hey, I'm struggling. Hey, I need your help over here. Can you show me a better way? I think that needs to be normal. It needs to be normalized.
I so agree. I think we overemphasized this.
Analyze.
Working, 1,000,000 hours a week and this and this and this, doing it all yourself. And why is that a thing that people look at and go, wow, that's amazing? There's no prize for doing everything yourself. You're just going to exhaust yourself. You can also get there by leaning a little bit on your friends and, making sure that you have the supports you need to not burn yourself out while trying to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish.
Beautifully said. I love that because everybody needs help. We don't got to do it alone. I remember 10 years ago, I was talking to a psychiatrist, and I struggled with, I want to be, 10, 15 years ago, a little longer than that. I struggled with, I want to be like this person. I want to do this the way he does it. And I was sitting there with my psychiatrist, and I said, I want to put on a clown costume and clown makeup and go out in the world so everybody stares at me, but not because of my disability. And my psychiatrist said something very important. What happens when you take off the makeup and the costume? You're still you underneath. You can try 1,000,000 ways from Sunday to make yourself look normal, be normal, act normal. But at the end of the day, when all that crap falls off and the cracks fall off and the foundation falls off, you're still you. And you got to accept you're you before you can take one step to be normal.
Wow.
Right. Well, and to go along with that, I think it's normal to fit in, so to speak. That's what people want. They want to fit in so they don't make waves. But that's what I kind of love about being disabled is I don't fit in. and I can make waves. You can make waves by not fitting in. That's how things get done.
Why fit in? Like I've seen a lot of the t-shirts these days. Why fit in when you're born to stand out? I mean, seriously, like, why do we spend so much time trying to be everybody else when
That's the question. That's the question right there. Why do we spend so much time wanting to be everybody else, but not truly being ourselves? I'm going to say something. You two make waves. I love it because I can surf on them. You understand what I'm saying? The waves you make, because we're different, so to speak, people may stare, or people may look, or people may go back, but then when they hear us speak and they listen, they're going to pay attention. So that difference in the waves that you're making with walking my way to a 10K, with my disabled experience, Kyle making some waves, baby. I ain't even gonna lie. He ain't just making waves. He's making ocean platforms. Ships are like, I mean, I'm serious. You gotta go with it. It's set apart. Exactly. I love that.
If being disabled is going to get your attention, I might as well do something with your attention.
Thank you. Ooh, Let Go Radio ain't ready for this one.
Yeah. No. Wow, Kyle, I couldn't have said it better. Like, okay, you want to stare? All right, keep staring. Let me show you something. Like,
I like it.
And I was worried I was going to be a little bit rusty. It's been a couple of weeks.
Come on, man. You got the old can like the Tin Man, Kyle. Come on. I like this comment by Sean. Society makes it. Let me just see if we can get the society makes it that weakness is not okay, but realize your weakness and working around it with the proper support is actually strength.
True.
I mean,
there's real strength in asking for help. Because let me tell you, there was such a long time when I thought that asking for help made me weaker. It actually makes me more independent sometimes and more successful to be okay with asking for what I need. Sometimes if I didn't ask for those things, I wouldn't get to do what I wanted to do.
Sometimes the biggest obstacle is the question. To bring yourself, and everybody feels like it's, or a lot of people feel like it's so heavy to say, can you help me? Now, there's one thing that Kyle said earlier. Kyle said, and I believe it was, can you show me a better way to do? Not necessarily a better way, but let me just add to that, a way that works for me.
Right.
Can I take your idea and modify it? Going back to martial arts. I want to break cinder block. I've figured out how to do it. How did I figure out how to do it? Grandmaster Jack Dart. Why? Because he said, okay, the biggest thing about breaking cinder block is you've got to come up here and drop your weight down. You're not able to drop your weight down. So what we have to do is we have to create a platform and have you start way up here and drop down to where you can hit hard enough. I said, I don't understand. He said, watch. Most when you break cinder block, it's under a piece of wood, or it's set, okay? It's not set on the ground. We're not going to make it set on the ground. We're going to make it up here to where you don't have to come all the way down. It's different. Finding your way through. People work so hard, but sometimes we get stuck. And it's okay to say, look, I don't understand this. I don't know what to do. Help me out. Let me know. Give me some idea. Let somebody else bounce it. It's all right.
Oh, wow, Shayna.
I love this comment. Shayna says, I used to think of asking for help as being a burden, but I have learned that I'm not a burden because if you don't ask, you never know what might happen. If you're told no, trust me, there's always another way to skin a cat.
No, Tucker, we're sorry. We didn't mean you.
Oh, poor Tucker. Oh. I'm not going to skin you, buddy. Yeah, I promise I won't. I hope Let Go Radio picked up that just now. They're going to think I'm just talking randomly to Oh, I love my cat.
And you know what? I think it's normal to crave, like, I need to be somebody. I need to do something big in life. But we're all impacting other people just by being. I mean,
Mm.
I'm learning that. I mean, that is something like currently learning. It's like just by being, you are impacting somebody. You're important to somebody. You know, these daily reminders that I've started to do, people are like, wow, like I'm going through this right now. Like, thank you for sharing that. It's like, oh,
There was one, Kyle, that hit me. Here a couple weeks ago. For those that don't know, I've been working on my master's degree for the last couple of years, and this 2 weeks ago was me finishing up my last homework assignment before I can start my thesis. And I've been sitting all day, my back hurts, so I'm on the floor, I'm trying to stretch my back, and I open up my Facebook. And Kyle has this message, about, not being too hard on yourself and reminding yourself that you are enough. And I just started crying. And I called him and I was like, you didn't know how bad I needed to hear that. How did you know? And it just hit me, and it was like, oh my gosh. But that just goes to show, you never know who you're going to influence with your words. You never know who you're going to influence just by smiling and getting up every day and being yourself. Why would you try to be somebody else?
don't dim your light to fit into a mold that you're going to break anyway.
Whoo-wee!
Just saying.
Watch out now. Don't dim your light to break out of, to fit into a mold that you're going to break out of anyway. Are you Oh my God. Dude, I'm telling you, I realize, Miss Winnie being up here, I'm going to say this too. The other day, I got on Facebook and I did a pop-up about respect. And you said, Kristina, you never know who you're going to impact. There are times where there are people sitting there wondering what they're going to do. Just like you were talking about with Kyle's take time for you. I didn't know I was going to need that. There are times when somebody hears it and goes, I needed to hear this today. Oh my God, this is grabbing my heart and massaging it. There have been a couple, just the other day, I called Kyle, we were talking, and he's like, well, Dag, I just did a reminder about this. And I'm like, there it is. We can turn into a puddle of goo, or we can take what we have and use it to affect the people around us. That's it. That's all.
Shayna, while your comment is still here, you are doing amazing things. So you just keep pushing. You're going to be president of the United States one day.
Telling you, it's going to happen.
I'm just saying. I didn't forget about that. So just keep on going. Because, man, you just never know. You just don't know. And that's what I'm realizing. It's always, I used to beat my head of what am I doing? Where am I going? And because I wanted to fit in the normalcy of I need to get a career, start a job, get a house, get married, all this stuff. And it's no, I don't. Because obviously that's not working. So I got to find something else. I have to do things differently. I'm meant to do things differently. I stopped fighting that.
See, I love that mindset. I mean, everybody does have to do things in a way that works for them. Now, the other question I wanted to bring up while we're up here is, besides what normal is and talking about the societal stereotypes of normal, I do think there's a certain difficulty sometimes for those of us with disabilities to find what's normal for us and, how to go about things with the challenges that we have. Would you guys say that your normal, so to speak, has changed over time? And if so, how has it changed over time?
Ooh, Miss Talk Show host over there. Woo!
Definitely in terms of, just physically taking care of myself, my normal used to be like, I'm just going to sit on the couch. I'm just going to be lazy. And now after going back to physical therapy, and my fitness is still evolving, it's because now it's like, oh, we'll walk a little bit more. My normal is now I feel good. I feel good trying to be as physically active as I can be. Have to be careful not to overdo it, because then, that whole thing is sliding backwards. But, just finding what makes my body feel the best, of how physically active should I be, finding my new normal of mentally what makes me happy. And the thing that I want to say about that is, don't be afraid to try a lot of different things.
Oh, yeah.
And then decide, well, that's not for me.
Yes.
Because then I mean, you're not going to know, and it's really true, you're not going to know unless you try. Because you could think something's wonderful, an idea in your head that's wonderful, that's going to make me happy. But then you do it and it doesn't.
Josh says, yes, I believe it changes with the skills we learn. That's a great way to look at it.
And confidence, I think.
Mm-hmm.
When you start to really believe in yourself and what you're meant to do and be, I think that really does change your normal.
Life ain't a race. We live our lives truly the best way that we can, with what the good Lord gave us. Wow.
Yeah, that's true. For me, it's kind of like Kyle said. I was very comfortable doing my little things. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and that's it. And for a while, when DJ was comfortable, he was happy. I make everybody laugh, and I learned I don't want to fit in. I don't need to fit in. I got my own box and my own shape. And then, this lovely lady over here, Miss Wilson, said, do this, this, and this. And I said, that ain't normal for me. I ain't doing that. You lost your mind. But then once I adapted to time and structure and really putting forth the effort, that's my normal now. I have something to do every day, and I'm okay with it. I'm glad with that. That's good. So yeah, the normal does fluctuate. The normal does change, and it should. It should.
It should. It really should. If our normal doesn't change, we're not doing something right, because we're not pushing ourselves to be better. And I just have to highlight this comment here quick from Shayna. Shayna says, Kyle and Kristina sure did motivate me to do PT and OT. And I found out with my first session that I will have to continue having these sessions so my health won't decline. And I thank you all for that push that I needed. Oh, thanks, Shayna. We love you.
Oh, thank you, Shayna. Love you. Oh, I see my dad has a comment on here.
Toby says, always remember that it takes more energy to think negative and be in a bad mood than thinking positive in all caps and being in a good place.
And Toby steps up to the plate. It's deep. It's back. It's gone.
Home run.
There he is, right there.
And he is right. I mean, thinking back on all the years that I, didn't accept my disability, and, I did. It was a lot of effort. Like, looking back, it's a lot of effort just and energy just to stay stagnant, and, and then finally something you just have to break through. I mean, everyone has their own different launching pad.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So don't assume that what launched me to this is going to work for you. You got to find what works for you. Again, individuality.
There's two things, if you don't mind, that both of you will with Mr. Russo's comment and then going into what you just said with the launching pad. That is why they say negative energy causes so many problems. When you get angry, your body goes into this giant frenzy of, oh my God, the world's ending. It's this giant ball of just emotion. That's why everything hurts. It literally sucks energy from you to be negative, to where when you're in a positive mindset and your body's at peace, you're just, it's that you don't have to push as hard to be in a happy mood. You just, one of those. It's God. I hope that's not a thumbnail. Jeez. But the other point is the launching pad. I did a show just on that probably a couple months ago. Find your launching point. What is your launching point? I don't have to do what Kyle does to get where I need to go. Now, his ideas are solid, but the way he does it might not get me there. But I can take pieces of those ideas and say, let me apply this and see if this works. So the launching pad has to be, you got to figure stuff out. Okay. Right. And to go back off of what Kristina was saying, finding your normal, finding your own individual normal is not easy because it does change, and you've got to go, all right, well, now this leg is hurting, so I got to move my butt cheek this way and my arm this way, and it makes my shoulder hurt, so now I got to sit down longer than I have to.
That's what I was going to say. I kind of have to speak on this question, too, because even though I asked it to both of you, I'm going through a lot of that right now and trying to figure out. Because my normal last summer was walking 2 miles a day and, just out doing my thing. And right now, that's not the normal for me, And that's been kind of hard because I think I'm my own worst critic. And I want myself to be doing the things that I was doing last summer. But I can't right now. I have to find a new normal and I basically have to learn to be okay with all of these changes, and that right now is the hardest part.
But you notice what she did right there? She didn't say I can't. She said I can't right now. I have to find a different way to do stuff right now. We gonna get back to the point where we was there.
Oh, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. Let me tell you, because I'm gonna make sure that we do, and I'm willing to put in the effort to get there too. That's the thing. I mean. You can want a lot of things in life, but you definitely have to be willing to push through some difficulties to get there because it's not easy to find your new normal. And if I would have given up, a year and a half ago, I wouldn't be here doing the things that I'm doing now. If I would have waited, when it got hard, I just would have said, oh, that's it. I'm done. Now, here's the other thing. I'm not saying that we can't have days where we're just like, that's it, I'm done.
Oh,
but the difference is that you pick yourself back up tomorrow and you try again and you try to find another way to make it work.
One of the greatest mothers in the world, again, has a lot of them internet children. Yes, mama. You can get there. You can be there, but don't stay there.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to.
You can have your pity party.
I've had them days. Lord Jesus, I ain't doing no more. I'm gonna just sit here and cry and go in a hole. But you know what? You got to climb out the hole sometimes because even the light gets in a hole too. You got to get there. You got to go through it. Mm-hmm. I love it because, see, and you two impact the world. Like every show that you guys do is so great because it makes us think as individuals, and the guests that you have up here, this is needed to be talked out for a long time because Miss Winnie has said, what in the world is normal supposed to be anyway? How in the world we done that? That's not how she sounds. I'm just saying.
Right. People are like, what do you mean CP has a look?
Yeah, I remember her and how her face was all scrunched up. What do you mean CP got a look? How CP supposed to look anyway? And it makes us angry because, again, you're going to, based on what you see, you're assuming, which does something to you and me that I can't say on the air. It makes it harder than it has to be.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. But I don't want to discount you, DJ. You have your own show. My CP does not define me. Who you're doing, just as amazing things as we are. Shayna, everybody that's been ever on the radio, everyone with a disability who's chosen to speak up. We're all part of doing major change to the idea of what is normal with disability. So
And I just want to say that the first two steps to finding your normal is one, being happy with who you are, and two, accepting who you are. Because once you do that, you can realize the things that you do, even though you might not do them the same way, they're still being done. You're still reaching your goal. Going back to what Kyle said earlier, you can get to the same destination, but the path is going to be different.
Yes. And, I'm not someone that knows it all. I'm still learning. As we're talking about what normal is, I'm still always working on what my normal is. So my daily reminders, my YouTube videos, these shows, these are suggestions. These are not rules. These are not hard, fast. We have to do what they said to do. You can take our suggestions and mold them to, like clay, into what works for you. Just a reminder.
Let me see if you two have seen this. You get up, you go to work, you work 8 hours, you come home, you eat, you sleep, you do one or two things, you go to bed. You get up, you go to work, you work all day, you come home, that is not normal. Okay? That may be what someone is doing. How much, where is your passion? Does it involve you? So adjustment is the key. That was another great comment that was said. Adjustment is the key. When you are happy, so many people take something because they think they have to. So many people settle because they think, well, my mom or my dad told me I should be this, so I'm going to be that. Mic check, please. You have your own pulse. Do what you want to do. You ain't got to follow. And not saying that's bad.
You have your own voice. Use it. Make it known what you want. And don't be afraid to do that.
We are leaders, not followers.
Well, you are a leader. You have to choose. You have to choose to be like, what do I want?
See,
how am I going to get there? And that
I agree. Yeah, I get that. But in the same sense, I want to lead by example. Okay. So, my family, the group that we're in, sorry, that's family right there. It is normal, since we're using that word, to involve my people. And I'm going to do that because having their voice in my ear, I'm going, all right, my path's okay. It's a little rusty over here, a little dingy over here. Let me just get some water to clean it off. Okay, we're good now. You're going to have those moments. There are obstacles there, but you've got to find your way to kind of break through whatever way that is. And whatever way you find, as long as it gets you to where you want to go and you're not hurting anybody else in the process, that's what you want.
I think, finding normalcy is just a lot about, making choices, deciding what works for you, deciding what makes you happy. I mean, you have to step up to make, if you want change, you have to choose to make it. Because it goes back to the expression, it is what it is. I just did a reminder on this. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what you make it. So, I flunked that test today. It is what it is. Well, it could have been differently had I studied. I didn't get the job that I wanted because the interview went bad. Well, I chose not to dress properly. It's not, it is what it is. It is what you make it. You do have to put in work.
Effort.
Right. Effort. And there are also things that happen in life too that you can't control. And people say it is what it is about that too, but
choose how you respond.
Kyle, You can choose how you react to those things. You might not be able to control that they happen, but you can choose what you do with it.
That you are in control, everybody. You are in control.
That last one. Stop wasting energy, spending time trying to fix things you cannot control. The one thing that you can control in the center of the chest and what comes out of here is what you put forth. How you react to the situation. Well, I was late for the interview because I slept late and I put my pants on backwards. All right. Start again. When you get in the interview, if I'm sorry, I'm like, if you just take a breath and go in there with gung-ho and with passion and do what you got to do, it ain't going to matter that you're late because they're going to see, listen, I got called up by a train. I'm sorry about that. I'm here. Let's get it done. Worry about what you can't control and leave the rest up to God. I mean, can I just be honest? I'm just saying, you know, everybody believes in somebody. Don't know who all y'all pray to, but just letting you know, he's up there for a reason.
No, you have a very good point. I do think we worry about a lot of things we can't control, and if we didn't, we'd be a lot happier people.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I'm very guilty of that.
I'll give an example here. Me, these last couple weeks, I finished up some assignments for my master's degree. I turned them in. It takes an enormous amount of self-control not to look at my grades every day, you know, and oh my goodness, you know, what's going to happen? And I'm so nervous. And you know what? I can't control it now. It's out of my hands. I did the best that I could under the circumstances, and that is all I can do. I can't be mad at myself for that.
And that is good enough.
That's been the hardest part for me lately, is to learn that I am good enough and I'm doing it good enough. You know, I had a conversation with somebody the other day. I was talking about my grades, and I said, you know, I got an 86 in this one class. and they said, are you happy about that? Because you should be. And, you know, I had somebody tell me once that doing something 40% is better than not doing it at all. And I was like, what do you mean? I don't understand that. I don't understand how to only do something at 40%. But sometimes 40% is all that you can give. You give that 40% and you've done your best under that circumstance, and you've got to be okay with it and move on.
If your 40 is your 100 and you give all you've got, that's when it becomes wow. And I'm going to tell you something. That 86, you work hard for that 86. Don't discount that B. That's a B.
That's a B.
Celebrate over your B. Get you an ice cream sundae and put a B top cherry on that summer and let it be your B. I'm just saying. Gotta be.
Yeah.
I was happy with a C minus. Didn't get many of them, letting y'all know.
This comment, Kristina, you want it to be perfect. Can't always happen. Accept what you've done and allow it to be what it is. You've done all you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, you, our viewers today. Thank you, guys. You are just hitting it right on the nail right on the head with these comments, man. I can't tell you how many times I've had somebody tell me, Kristina, you can't be perfect. And it's like, but I'm trying to be. I want to be.
Well, is perfection 100% A, or perfection that I did everything that I could?
That's a whole nother show right there, brother. That's the next topic for next week's show. Perfection.
Perfection.
And I'll say this to answer that, if you don't mind. If you strive for perfection, you're going to spend most of your life wishing what could have been, instead of achieving the goals with all that you've got and being happy with the effort that you put in. I'm just saying, you know, the first 12 years
This
of my
comment
life.
right here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think perfection is all in the eye of the beholder. True that, Sean.
It is, because and happiness isn't all in the eye of the beholder, and normalcy is in the eye of the beholder, because what makes me happy won't make you happy. What's normal for me isn't normal for you. We need to make individuality the norm. It needs to be that we're just chasing what works best for us.
Yeah.
Love you, Lena. Yeah, the learning that you're enough is the hard part.
Yeah, I think that's the one of the hardest pieces to swallow. I am enough. I am enough. Stop trying to be something you're not and be yourself.
Because I can't be DJ Carter. No. I don't know what that's like. You know, I don't know.
There's only one
be
me.
Kyle.
There's only one me. That's it. But see, I want to share myself. I want to share myself. I'll say it again. I want to share myself with everybody. And those who dig in, good on you. Those who pass on, it's your own fault.
Well, you're not going to please everybody, and you're not meant to.
You can't. You can't. So people pleasers spend all their life trying to do something for everybody else and do nothing for themselves.
Me, that was me. That was my normal. Not all that long ago.
Well, they said I should do this. They said I should do this. I guess I should. People miss out on their dreams because they let other people tell them it's not going to happen. I have news for you. The only person that can make your dream a reality is you. Just saying.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah.
Repeat that again, DJ, because that is so true.
I mean, you know, I swing the bat every once in a while. I get up on the surfboard, yeah. CP, I get up on the surfboard and I dog paddle a little bit. I'll ride a wave. I may inhale some water on the way back down, but, you know, a little salt intake is all right.
Well, and trying to be somebody else, that's kind of under false pretenses, because you may look at that person like, I need to be that person because they have it all together. And they may have it all together on the outside, but on the inside, they could be a complete mess. They could be miserable. You don't want to be that.
I mean, I'll be honest. When I first met Kyle, I'll be honest, I was like, man, I wish I could do it like that. Man, I wish I had it like that.
Really?
I wish I said the words like. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, you know, because I was all up on, I got to be like that. But again, it's not you have to be like that. Just work your own way to get where you want to be. That's all.
Right. There's nothing wrong with having somebody to look up to, but you got to understand that you're going to have a different way to get there than that person. And I love Lena's comment here. She says, every individual is their own unique person. And I think we need to continue to remember that we are all unique and that we're going to have our different ways of doing things. And we've got to stop comparing ourselves to others and trying to get there in the same way as them, because we all have, you know,
I don't mind looking up to people because I sit down to do it.
Unique and proud. That's what we need to do.
Yep.
Wow.
Man, this show, guys, like
I knew it. What did I say, DJ? On the phone the other day, I said this had potential.
And there we go.
Oh, this right here is hard. Kimberly, people need to stop being something they're not to prove a point to others. See?
If everybody would stop trying to be something they're not and just be themselves, the world will realize I'm going to be all right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. Kyle, you said it back in the day. I got to do what everybody else tells me to do, or nothing's going to happen. When you broke out of that shell right there, brother, man, God was like, there it is, right there. And now look at how he's using both of you. Y'all killing it.
Same to you, DJ.
Yeah, right back at you.
We're all in the same mission, just trying to do it. We all do it differently. That's what I love about all the shows that are on Let Go Radio and all the people that we're all individuals. We all have the same mission of advocating for disability, and we all do it in a different way. But that doesn't make our way better than yours, DJ. Shayna doesn't do it better than you. Like, we do it the way that we know how and that works best for us, and it's valuable.
I'll say this as a final word. Finding your you has to be okay with you before it's okay with me.
Yeah, the only person that you need to be happy with and for is yourself. Because once you do that, then the rest, people pick up on it. People pick up on positive energy. And that's what I had to realize a long time ago as I was putting out some negative energy, because that was where my head was at, and that's what I was radiating. And then as soon as I was like, enough is enough, that's when things started to turn around. Took a long time, but we're here.
He using them big words, radiating. Come on.
Thanks, Lena. We love you, girl.
You're killing it too, Lena. You've come out of your shell like...
She sure has, goodness gracious.
You swing that hard, so... Any final words, Kristina? Any final words from our viewers?
I was just looking here at the comments to make sure we didn't have anything else. Thanks for tuning in, Cindy. Sean says, I used to be a people pleaser too, but now that I'm learning how to break out of that shell, I'm starting to butt heads with a lot of people. Well,
ooh, that's a whole other thing, because
yeah,
people, that's normal. Okay, we're on normal. You're a people pleaser. People think that's normal. So when you stop doing that, that's abnormal to the people around you, and they don't know how to adapt.
Right? They're like,
they don't know what to do with that.
Oh no, Kyle's mad. Oh no, Kyle's not. They just think like, but no, you've got to make your needs known, and like we've said, if you spend your whole life trying to please others, you're gonna be disappointed. You've got to find what works for you and be happy with you, and that's it.
But Sean, the more people you butt heads with, the more they'll realize you're done with that old you. You've moved on to a new part of yourself.
That's right. That's right.
But then that will then become the new normal. You standing up for yourself, that's what they will come to expect from you. They don't expect it from you right now because I don't know how long it's been, but just like me, people used to look at me as the quiet one who just went along with everything because I didn't want confrontation. No longer afraid of that. Yeah, I mean, confrontation's still hard in certain situations, but if someone's disrespecting me, I'm no longer gonna just sit there.
Oh, so, Kyle, this one was like here. This one right here. I am learning to say no to people instead of saying yes to people. I am slowly taking my life back. Kyle, I've seen that with you these last couple of years. You're just like, you know what? No, my time is valuable. No, it's okay to learn to say no. It can be very freeing.
And goes back to learning that I'm enough. Like I am valuable. I have things I want to do, and I can't do the things I want to do if I'm constantly giving to other people.
Right.
I still like to help people. That doesn't change. That's part of who I am. But I can do it in a way now that's healthy to me.
Right.
You have to set limits on people or they will drain the life out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Boundaries. And make them quick. As soon as you realize you have a boundary you want to set it. Don't let it start. Mm-hmm. I'll give it more time. because the more time you let go, the harder it is to set the boundary.
Yeah, and then it just starts eating away at you. And then you hold it all in, and at some point it's going to come for everywhere.
Man, this hour went fast. Good day.
Yeah. Fastest show we've ever had. Boom, 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 boom. Well, of course, that had a lot to do with our viewers who are always up here just hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah, I love when we have shows like this that really get people going, because that, just hearing everybody's ideas and, that's how things happen. That's how people get impacted, because whether or not it was something we said or somebody read in a comment, like that's when things really start to shake up. So thank you to everyone watching with us on Facebook, and thank you to everyone on Let Go Radio for listening. We appreciate you. I mean, we wouldn't be the show without you.
So true.
Wow, this
Guys,
is the show to come back to.
Share this thing. This is powerful. People need to hear this. Get this out to all of your groups. If you want to share a show and you want to reach somebody, the way to do that is to share these shows. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, blog.
Everywhere.
Put them out. Put them out. Put them out.
You never know who you're going to influence, And
it doesn't always have to be in a big way either.
Yep. Even a small
As long as it's in a
rock,
positive way, that's what we're trying to spread here.
even a small rock can create a ripple in the ocean.
Amen.
Wow. Take 2 weeks off and then bam.
Then we come back with this one.
Wow. Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you, DJ, for,
being here with us. It's always,
and I'm a believer in things happen when they're supposed to. This topic was supposed to happen last week, and I wasn't here. And then we had to move it. We had the pleasure of moving it to today, where I was back.
You needed to be here for this one, because
I know when you gave me, when I saw the topic, I was like, that's such a good topic. And I was going to have to miss it, but.
The three amigos, that's exactly what we are.
We are the three amigos. Yes, I take it. I wear a hat and carry sword. There we go.
All right, everybody. Well, I think that is a good place to end it.
Yep.
Thanks everybody for watching. We will see you next week. We're back for a few more weeks.
With a special guest next week, our dear friend Viviana. We're very excited about that. We've been
trying to get her
for a long time. Next week is definitely another one that you do not want to miss, because this girl may be young and little, but man, she is powerful.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, so you will not want to miss that, because believe me, I'm excited for you to meet her. If you haven't,
stay hydrated for that show. I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you again, and let's remember to keep on living,
laughing,
and succeeding.
Bye, guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Thank you, DJ.
No problem.
Thank you, everybody. See you same time, same place next week.